My name's Todd Morgan. I'm the cross country and distance coach at the University of Florida. Here to answer a couple of questions about relevant to high school distance running, and to speak a little bit about my camp, which is July 17th to the 20th here on campus at the University of Florida in Gainesville. I think some common mistakes I see with some high school runners are, one, not focusing on their own personal improvement, maybe looking a little too heavily at what people maybe at other schools or other people within their teams have done from one year to the next, instead of first and foremost focusing on how much better have I gotten this year as opposed to 365 days ago, and improvements that they've made. I think it's fine to maybe use some other people as motivators or to help try and have some things to go after, but I think on a basic level a kid needs to be focused first and foremost on what they've done from one season to the next, and 1 year to the next. As a college coach looking at high school runners, one, I'd be lying if I didn't say I don't look at marks. Those are one thing as a track coach that we're fortunate enough to be able to do, is to look at what someone ran, and how old they are. I also know that a track here in Gainesville, Florida is the same as a track in Los Angeles, California. So I have something to compare against. And from there, there's a variety of other things that I look from that point down. One being, I like to see how do they run at their state meet, how do they run at like a national meet. If they did that, was that where they put up? Is that where they put up their best performance, or if it wasn't their best performance, was it still within a close range of their best? I understand that sometimes maybe a race will go out a little slower or a little faster, but how did they perform when it mattered most? Those are a couple components that I look at pretty heavily on, and then from there too, I like to find out, how much does a person enjoy doing this running? Is it something that I feel like is an intrinsic desire from them to be good? It's something that even if there wasn't a lot of support around them, they would still be motivated to try and do it and be good. That's where are they getting that desire to be good? Is it within them? And if it is, I think that's a big plus too that I like to see. I think some important things for some parents, just as an outside observer, watching and being communicating with parents of high school runners, is I think first and foremost, I think there needs to continually be an element of this is fun, and the enjoyment of doing it, of competing, of being on a team, of achieving goals, making sure that element is in the forefront of why they're doing this. I think that sometimes I think our sport gets a bad reputation as opposed to some others. It's common that you see, football, basketball, soccer, baseball, they're just going out and it seems fun. I think sometimes with running we can kind of go down a different path to where it's I think a lot of the joy can be taken out of it, because there is an element. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie to you, distance running is hard. It's hard work. There's a lot of times you got to go out and do things when it's not, there's nobody out there cheering for you or anything like that. So I think that it's going to be a balance between encouraging somebody that, hey, there's going to be some times when you got to do that, but also keeping it on the enjoyable aspect of you're doing this, and you're going to see a gain from it, and really enjoying and experiencing that. I think is it's a tough balancing act for parents, but I think that keeping that in mind, I think it is a key aspect to it, to enjoy distance running, not only in the setting of high school, but beyond. I think in a camp, I think the first thing you look for in a camp is it going to be, let's be honest, is it going to be fun? Summer, I always think, the most important thing of the summertime for a middle school or high school kid is that you're having fun. Going to school every day, that's time when you're working and you're doing things like that. There's some fun involved too, but I think in the summer, you need to, try to be as involved with as many things as you're having fun as you can, and I think camps are a good way that you can do that. I mean, you can, I'll have elements at my camp where we'll have some teams, so you'll have, 5 to 10 to 12 people from the same group, and we'll also have one kid come from one high school, 2 from here, and so I think that, we have a good balance of both where, you're meeting people from different schools, different parts of the country, different parts of the state. So I think that's an important part to look for in the camp. And then second, and a close second though, is are you going to learn something? Are you going to be able to leave there and say, even if it's just one thing that you can take back home with you and say that, hey, I remember when I was at camp, I learned, a better warm-up routine, or I learned a little bit better about, race preparation. Hopefully take back more than one, but, different things like that. Those are some 2 key elements as far as with camp goes. And, that I think you get to be around, you're around a group of kids that are interested in running, and it's fun to run, and they have a common interest. You're not, some schools where running's not that popular, you might be looked at as kind of an oddity because, nobody else really enjoys it like you do. So you're coming to an environment where everyone's interested in the same thing, and I think that's exciting. All right, well, thanks a lot. If you have any questions or anything about the University of Florida or about my camp, you can go to gatorzone.com, and there's a couple different ways to get to information about the team, the cross-country team, the track team, and definitely about the camp. And my email or phone number is on there, and I'd love to hear from you.